Hello.
안녕하세요.
We are starting our third live broadcast.
시작하겠습니다.
Today, we will talk more seriously about a new product.
신제품에 대해서
I feel like many of you do not know enough about our new products. Recently, two new products were released.
두 가지가 나왔죠.
Aura film is a metallic reflective film,
볼게요.
and camo film is a non-reflective film.
블랙입니다.
I will do another live broadcast about camo film in the next episode.
드릴 거고요.
Today, I will talk about Aura film. As I mentioned earlier,
좀 전에 말씀드린 것처럼
among the two main categories of window film, non-reflective and reflective,
중에서
Aura belongs to the reflective category. And until now, among films that combine metallic film and ceramic, Rainy Blue was considered
좋다고 하는
one of the highest performing films.
한 단계 업그레이드된
Aura has a heat rejection index one step above that. When a film has around 90% heat rejection,
그 필름의 그 열차 단위를 90%라고 하면
the question becomes how much metal content
비중을 얼만큼 들 것이냐.
will be included inside the film.
생산 제조하는 사람의 의지일 수 있고요.
That can depend on the intention of the producer or manufacturer, or it can depend on the intention of the company ordering that film. So, when it comes to metal, I avoid the method of adding a large amount of metal to achieve heat rejection. If heat rejection is achieved by adding a lot of metal, it can cause signal interference. So we minimize that. By reducing the amount of metal and using ceramic IR cutting properties, we increase the proportion of ceramic chemicals, which minimizes interference caused by metal. That is my approach as someone who makes film.
제 생각입니다.
Most reflective films,
들이 시공을 하면은
after installation, show an emerald or green color from the outside. The tone may vary slightly from green, but most show that kind of color.
색을 보여주는데
Aura film has almost no green tone. Why? Because we wanted to differentiate it from common reflective films
두고
and make it look more premium. Most reflective films on the road are green, but Aura film has a higher grade, stronger heat rejection, and better visibility. But if the color looks the same, that's not how we want it to be perceived.
부분이 있어요.
So we took some time
차단에 대한 부분과 그다음에
to talk about heat rejection,
시공한 후에
visibility,
판이 어떤지에 대해서
and how the film looks after installation.
시간을 가졌습니다. 예.
So,
어,
until now, I've only explained the newly launched Aura product in words.
오늘은
Today, we will test it directly.
해보도록 하겠습니다.
Today, we will run the test. Next time, I plan to take an installed vehicle outside and check the visibility and heat rejection performance. I am thinking of preparing that kind of session as well. Today, we will focus on heat rejection. For today's session,
제가 예,
I prepared quite a lot.
했습니다.
First, I prepared a heat lamp.
예.
If you keep one of these in your shop,
하나씩 구비해 놓으시면 참 예.
it would be very useful when explaining to customers. You need an infrared heat lamp to perform a heat sensation test.
수 있어서
So I purchased a heat lamp, stand, socket,
이렇게 해서 이제
and other heat lamp equipment.
좀 구입을 했고요.
Have you ever seen this machine?
이게 보신 적 있나요?
BTU, British Thermal Unit.
R이라고 표시가 돼 있죠.
If there is no heat, the value drops to 0. If there is heat, it shows a numerical heat value. As you move away from the heat source, the value drops. But these numbers are not something you can physically feel.
안 돼요.
So the device I purchased this time
구입한 장비는
is this one. You have probably seen it before. It emits infrared light. It emits infrared light and shows the temperature of the target point. That is what it shows. And this is a tester that can measure heat, ultraviolet rays, and light transmission.
테스터기입니다.
EDTM is a well-known company.
유명한 회사죠.
It is a famous measuring equipment company in the United States. From EDTM, I prepared a device that can test infrared, visible light, and ultraviolet rays. That is the equipment I prepared.
준비했습니다.
It has been installed on glass. And this is how it looks.
보여주고 있습니다.
First, let's run this heat value test.
열양 테스트를 한번 해보도록 하겠습니다.
The shade on the left is 25%, and the shade on the right is 10%. This is how it looks. Let me turn on the heat lamp. Now, in this condition, the heat value, this is the BTU tester. As you can see, the closer it gets to the heat lamp,
이렇게
the value changes to high. When it goes above 1900 BTU, it displays high.
되고 자
And as it moves farther away, the value drops.
수치가 떨어집니다.
Let's see how much heat transparent glass blocks.
유리가 열 차단 몇 프로 나는지 보겠습니다.
Transparent glass also blocks heat. It does not block nothing at all. If the heat value itself drops from 1850 to 1200, that is a drop of 600, so it dropped by about 35%. Even the glass alone reduces it. When I lift it up from 1860, the heat value itself drops to around 1200. You need to know that glass alone reduces the heat value.
알고 계셔야 됩니다.
You need to explain this accurately to customers. Now let's put Aura 25 in front. This is heat value. This is a little different from IR. It is different from the IR value. This is heat value. The heat value dropped to 44%. The heat value itself is around 95%.
25% 정도 됩니다.
The heat value itself is around 95%. It drops to around 47%. Now let's put Aura 10 in front. It fluctuates, but it dropped to 41. Aura 10 reduces the heat value slightly more,
조금 더
but the difference is almost negligible.
거의 뭐 차이가 없다라고 봐야죠.
This means that the difference in heat value based on film shade is almost non-existent.
없다는 겁니다.
The heat value difference between Aura 25 and Aura 10 is about 3.
3 정도 된다.
Heat value is similar
사람의 실제 체감하는
to what people physically feel. This device is a digital tester.
테스트입니다.
Now let's place transparent glass Aura 25 and Aura 10. In front of the heat lamp, place an object behind them and see how the temperature of that object changes. Let's put Aura 25 in place and compare the temperature difference between the area receiving heat and the area not receiving heat. This side has no glass sample in front of it.
유리 샘플이 되지 않은 곳이고요.
It is now 31 degrees, 32 degrees. It is rising. This side is 28 degrees.
28도. 28도.
Can you see this red dot?
여기가 그 포인트.
This is the exact point. It is the temperature of the red dot. The laser target point is here.
목표 지점이 여기입니다. 여기.
The time you're watching now
시간의 흐름이
can be considered real time.
라고 보셔도 상관이 없습니다.
It keeps rising to 36 degrees,
까지 계속 올라가고 있는 상황이고요.
and now it has reached 40 degrees, 27.9 degrees.
28점
There's almost no change from 27.9 degrees.
변화가 거의 없습니다.
It dropped to 27.7 degrees, 28 degrees, almost no change.
변화가 거의 없죠.
Let's see how high this side goes.
올라가다 볼게요.
41 degrees, 41 degrees. Now this side, 28.3 degrees.
3도.
So like this, I am showing you the heat value and also directly measuring the temperature. The initial setup is complete. Now this is UV, then visible light,
비지블 라이트,
and this is IR.
인프라레드입니다. 자,
Today, what we will focus on is IR.
인프라레드입니다.
Let's see how the value changes when we insert this transparent glass. This is transmittance. This is IR transmittance. 71%. How much is blocked by the glass alone?
되나요?
The glass alone blocks 28%.
28% 차단이 됩니다.
The glass alone blocks quite a lot.
꽤 많이 되네요.
Now let's look at the film.
필름. 그대로 집어야.
I will test with Aura 10 on the side. Can you see this? The infrared value is blocked by 98%,
8% 차단이 된 거고요.
and 2% is transmitted. When I show it like this, some people say, isn't that because the glass is included? So, I will insert only the pure film into the tester and show you.
테스트하기에 집어넣어서 실시간으로 보여드리도록 하겠습니다.
I inserted the film.
집어넣습니다.
You are now seeing
유리에 시공한 필름과
that the film installed on glass and the pure film by itself not installed on glass both show 98%. Are you seeing this? Everyone, I confirmed it right in front of you. The film alone shows 98%. This is very important. So there is no difference between the film installed on glass and the film not installed on glass. Today, I explained Aura film in detail. It was not a short video, but I hope you watch through it and get useful information from this video. We will wrap up today's video here. Thank you to everyone who joined the YouTube Live. See you next time.